Hello everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome to, weirdly enough, a showcase Kabam respond type video. Now, the video I made yesterday, which I scheduled in and was probably released about, I want to say 3 hours ago. Things change in that space of time, but it's always difficult because, you know, work during the day and then in the evening and weekends, working on a YouTube channel, making videos to be helpful and informative. That's always the aim with it. But of course, with Showcase, it's always there's been a bit of a bone of contention, different thought processes and stuff. Look, it's an alright piece of content. I use that term lightly. But a lot of stuff that Kabam put in, it's either they put it in, it doesn't work. They put it in, they could do a few little tweaks here and there, and it's good. And of course, everyone has their own kind of like difference of opinions on matters when it comes to that particular game mode. For me personally, it's the timer. I just don't like it because I just find it's something in my brain that I'm thinking about too much, which then kind of affects my play, or how I play, I would say as well. It's a bit specific, but that's kind of like, you know, you can just at some point earn the right counters. Is it specific to two fewer types of progressions? Maybe. Energy costs, still a bone of contention that I still have with this, and it's just becoming a bit annoying the way that this type of content is kind of situated around stuff. Of course, energy recharge is great that it's about at the moment, but that's going to go tomorrow, so you get limited time on that. But yeah, in any case, I probably will do an update video on, at the moment I'll still got the left path to do, but I want to try and test out some counters without it costing me an arm and a leg on energy refills, I'll tell you that much. I'm still thinking about my kind of like team for less left side, which I'm still pretty much sold on. Photon, Titania, Hercules. It pains me to say Hercules is an option, but it's... Look, here's the thing. Kabam are going to take from you, so it's a case of like, look, Kabam, sorry, I'm going to use Hercules. I didn't want to use Hercules, but this is the problem. When you're kind of creating content like this, and it's becoming... I'm not saying super unfair, but there's some elements to it that just kind of like suck, then it's becoming an issue. I'm actually thinking about removing Kingpin and going with the kind of Spider-Man and turn off Dex option, because I do have the champion at a certain rarity, and I am quite tempted on that. So I'm just going to write this here for my notes that I'm kind of like prepared for later on. But in any case, that's not what this particular video is about. This is and also I guess the other advantage is tomorrow we get access. Well, I get access to the rank 4 to 5 X Magica gem, so I can save that and use it on a specific champion I feel might benefit. I'm still toying with Kushala as the champion to rank up, but yeah, oh, excuse me, hiccups. But in any case, sorry, I've kind of like, we got off track. Thought processes, feedback, showcase, and stuff like that. Of course, that's the one thing. A lot of people will be interested into, like, what is it going to mean? What is it going to mean to invest in getting the Deathless piece? The, what is it? This is the second to last piece of King Groot. And that's exciting. That's very, very exciting. So there's some things in this particular thread I think is going to be of interest to the player base to go over, and that is a response from Kabam Crashed. As I did say, one thing that I really like at the moment is Kabam Crashed, you know, going out to the forums to answer questions and stuff like that. So yeah, and it's kind of like, it's funny, but it's interesting to see these certain things. Is a moderately skilled player, low stress, but potentially higher investment way to crank this out. Sort of like how Aegon was for Necropolis, possibly to just herc this down if you're willing to invest some revives. The thing is, it's a sad truth, but it's a truth. Anyway, that's the thing. Good. I love the fact that people I will put a link to this particular thread because it is relevant to the topic point. But I think this is really great with the community. This is when community is good. It's brilliant when it's like this kind of cool interaction. I've only done the right path so far. There are definitely a few things you can herc spam. Photon and Mysterium are both paths. Red Skull and Future Ant-Man on the right path. To be fair though, I just Hulkling for fam. It's an easy fight. Bring a good science champ for the Sassy because I wasted 6 revives fighting through his last 30%. Honestly, that fight, I'm telling you, I'm glad that was the right side. So I think the left side I'm gonna look forward to. But I think I'm going to do that in the week at the weekend. I think once I've got the what is it called out of the way. Winter of Woe. Winter of Woe drops tomorrow, and obviously we've got that as well. There's also, I like the write-ups and deep dives here on stuff from people. A lot of people use Quicksilver, and that's the one thing we were kind of like pointing out. Is like Quicksilver, Hulkling on the right side is kind of like a definite option. You can see here we've kind of done Quicksilver against Kindred. I didn't think I've put Quicksilver as much on different fights, and maybe that's just a case of like it's just again just interesting what people are using. Oh, we have mentioned Hulkling there, but yeah, it is interesting like how we kind of, I'm looking for more counters. That's the next thing with it. Interesting here, like players know I did slip up with the SB2 in the face and finished off with the last bishop with Hulkling. Interesting. It is really interesting what people are still using with this. Photon for Sasquatch, yeah. People using Kate Bishop. Did we mention Kate Bishop as an option for Iron Skull, Red Skull? I keep saying Iron Skull, but that's because I'm an old bastion of the old when he was Iron Skull. Interesting, yeah. It is interesting. I need to go back to the comment section of yesterday's video and have a look who people are coming up with the options. But in any case, let's move on to what Kabam have said. But as I said, this is a very interesting thread of information. But it did have a very interesting answer from Kabam Crash, which we're going to go over in this particular segment right here. Just wanted to thank everyone in this thread for keeping things civil. While there are clearly disagreements going on, everybody is being respectful and really appreciate. Yeah, this is a good thread. Like sometimes the community, and I don't think anyone's been kind of too angry about the content. It's an okay piece of content. It's a good first idea for Kabam to put in. It's just there's a few things that, you know, could just change to make it a little bit better. I'm just posting to say, as I have said before, we do read the forums and we do take community feedback. Seriously, Decay has a good tactic for its content to start with, as it's one of the easier ones to deal with. We're definitely keeping an eye on things, so obviously the next few showcases will feature tactics that are more challenging. That's going to be a concern. Like, it could get worse with it, and that's going to be... That's going to be the problem, isn't it? That's going to be a real test of the content. It's like if they went with... It's like, remember the Winter of Woe fight 1, the Absorbing Man fight? They went too hard too soon, and then the rest of the fights have been good so far. If you look at the showcase, it's like having Winter of Woe fight 2 and 3 as first. It's like, basically, it's the reverse effect. So we could see the next one, the next showcase, be an absolute pain in the butt and be really disappointing. I'm not saying it will or won't. It's just one of these things where even if Kabam Crash is going, the next few showcases will feature tactics that are more challenging. That could prove a bit of an issue, which means they'd probably have to put easier opponents on. I'm not saying, oh, give everything for free, but no, it's like they have to kind of. It's like. Push and shove. You just got to give it. You got to give a little to get a little. You know what I mean? Balancing. You know what I mean? Personally, I do not play Tier 1 War, and I enjoyed every fight in this quest aside from Sasquatch. I don't agree that he was hard as Absorbing Man robots, but he is a legitimate challenge that is probably on par with some of the Winter of Woe fights. The strategy I ended up going with after restarting a few times was taking him down to 30% normally and then just powering through the damage reduction with a 6-star rank 5 not ascended Photon. I think that's what I did without knocking him down. Don't forget to use your Spider-Man 2099 relic to turn Dex off. There you go. I tried to make Caltrop's Kate work, but I'm not skilled enough to make it happen. There you go. At least that gives you a bit of perspective right there on that and how Kabam are approaching it. I mean, I just reached a point where I think I just got, not stressed myself out, but there were some fights that I did well. Other fights I cheesed through, and other fights I don't know. Yeah, and it's kind of like I just persevered with. And I think a lot of people at that particular mindset, they either persevered for it or they did not. So yeah, oh, my light's gone out. In any case, right. How did you take it on? That's always interesting. But the final bit is really interesting as well, because you got to... Am I saying interesting too much? Probably am. At any rate, I'm excited for summoners to get their hands on Deathless King Groot next month. I am, but I am annoyed with the fact that it may be a champion I have to awaken, and with that 7-star awakening gem, that creates a problem element to it, and I am not spending copious amounts of units on this Deathless Champion full pieces. It's just not fair. It's really not fair to go down that route again. Especially if you work so hard for a champion and then the only way to awaken it is kind of getting a 7-star awakening gem. You have to wait till next year until they become more prevalent. And given out, I've got hiccups again. I know this is hard, but I definitely think that it's worth it. Later this week, summoners will also learn something else important about the Deathless Champions that I think substantially increases their value. Okay, interesting. What that will be, I don't know, but later on this week, Friday maybe, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, we'll have to see. It's exciting. Hopefully, it means that of kind of like greater value on it. But yeah, that has been it for the video, and interesting. I'm gonna do hopefully a part 2 to the old champion options and stuff like that. But in any case, what are your thoughts on showcases? Are you worried? Looking forward to the next type of tactics that will be in the next showcase? Not really interested with the mode? What are your thoughts on the matter? Have your say in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Check out some other content located on screen. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.